Today on Mr. Bubbles. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. I got an awesome episode for you guys. One of the questions I get a lot on the channel following the guy around. Once in a while, I'll flip the camera so you guys can see what he's doing. Just got hit with a bunch of SH, guys. One of the things that I get asked the most on the channel is, what do you do when you don't have any water? Right? Or another variation of that question that I get all the time is, do we bring our own water? And the answer to that question is yes. Your big pressure washing companies, we always bring water to every single house. But the way, the system is, when you're doing a house, let me show you how big the house is. I mean, this is a 3,800 square foot house, guys. And so you're going to need a lot of water to get this done. And you can see from the opening shot that I showed you guys, we don't have our FlexZilla connect. So we're not tapping into the customer's water. That's why you see that big tank on the truck, for all of you new guys, that's called a buffer tank. And it's just a real fancy word for water tank. And my buffer tank can go up to 500 gallons of water. Plus, we have one back there that's 200 gallons. So we brought 700 gallons of water with us to do this house wash. Of course, we're not going to need 700. I mean, we've been here for 20 minutes. And I think that wasn't even full. It was at the 400 mark. And right now, we got like 250 and he's about to switch to water. So we're almost done here. We've been here for about 20 minutes now. But anyway, so to answer your question, yes, we always bring water with us, but that's never enough to finish, certain jobs. Here, we're just doing an easy peasy house wash. But, and a lot of times we're doing the house and the deck and the roof and the gutters, and it's not enough water. So we're always going to have to connect. In the case here with this customer, she has, there's some broken pipes in her, what is that thing called? Sprinkler system. And so they don't want to turn the water on yet until they have the company coming out. I think she said they're coming out next week or so. And so she asked us, to make sure we brought our own water, which we did. And then what happens is that tank that I mentioned, the buffer tank, which is the water tank, that is what's feeding our machine, right? Like I said, we're not connected to the customer's water supply at all. And look at this, guys. He's just about right now to switch over to water. And that's what he's doing. That's why he got on top of the trailer. He's taking the siphon tube. Right now, you see him out of the chemical. Bam, he just put it in the water. So now what he's going to do is he's going to continue to run his soap tips because it's going to rinse out his downstream injector. And then also we're guaranteeing ourselves that we're spraying nothing but water here, because remember, whenever you go do a job, every single, house that you do, the house, the windows, and all the plants, all the vegetation, you see all this vegetation here, all of it has to be chemical free. Building a successful pressure washing business doesn't have to be hard. I've coached hundreds of guys in the industry and always noticed the same mistakes: underpricing jobs, wasting money on bad marketing, focusing too much energy on the wrong parts of the business. That's why I built an extensive pressure washing course called the Wash Life Mastermind. Guys, this is a complete pressure washing blueprint with over 20 hours of in-depth training, detailed notes, step-by-step checklists designed to help you grow a real business. Now, we're talking pricing, marketing, sales, systems, finance management, everything I use to build Mr. Bubbles into a successful pressure washing company. So if you're tired of fumbling your way through the dark and you're ready to build your business the right way, check out the Wash Life Mastermind today. All right, guys, sorry about that. The client actually came out and wanted to ask me, she wanted to know if we had water. I explained to her that we have a cooler full of ice and it's got Gatorades in there and stuff. So, but anyway, so I was talking about, bringing your own water. I'm going to give you guys some tips on this. Obviously we're not connected to water here. This is something we already knew beforehand. Like I was saying, she's got some sprinkler issues. She's going to have some people come out and stuff. Let me flip the camera around so you can show you what the guy's doing. He's coming around with water now. When I was starting out in a business and, I didn't have big buffer tanks like this, I used to rent water trucks or water trailers. It was like $100 and I want to say $150, something like that. And then I would trail the, I'd hook it up to my hitch and I would take the water with me. And then, that way I would have enough water. I don't recommend that. What I recommend you guys do is kind of try to stay away from jobs like this when you're in the beginning, when you don't have big buffer tanks. Because if you try to do like, where you're going to go get water, come back, go get water, come back, you're going to be doing 4 to 6 trips. And, that's not worth it. And then when you take into account, gas and your time and energy and your effort, it's just not going to be worth it. So, as soon as you possibly can, you want to migrate to bigger buffer tanks. Like I said, we use 500 gallon. You can see the tank all the way over there. But 500 gallon tanks is what we have in every single one of our systems. And yeah, that's how, big pressure washing companies get these type of jobs done. We bring a lot of water, to the ball game when we get there. I know a company here in my area, their trucks are all, like flatbeds, big, F450 flatbeds. And what they do is they have 1,000 gallon tank and they have 8 trucks and all their trucks are set up the same flatbeds, 1,000 gallon tanks. And every house they go to, they take 1,000 gallons of water, guys. Tremendous amount of water. But in order to answer your questions, yes, sometimes we do have to do this where, we use our own water. By the way, we do have to charge extra, not because of the water, but because here in my county, they have laws and rules for how much weight you can carry. And we are exceeding the weight of the capacity of our equipment, of our trailer. And so if I would have gotten stopped by the DOT, Department of Transportation, I would have gotten a fine. So because we're taking that risk, right? Taking that risk. Plus, my trailer is not rated for that sort of weight. Every house where we go to, we pretty much almost empty our tank because we're not rated to carry that amount of weight. You're talking about, 1 gallon of water, guys, is 8 pounds. So, 400 gallons of water, or in my case here, I brought 500. 700 gallons, actually. 7 times 8. I mean, you're talking a tremendous amount of weight. You're talking over 5,000 pounds just in water. Now you add all the equipment, the hoses. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of weight. You're going to ruin your transmission, your motor, your brakes, so, we're charging extra for that. And here, Mr. Bubbles, what we do is we have a $100 fee that we charge to bring water with us, right? Now, in a case like you guys saw in my previous video, we connected to the water meter there when we were, doing that commercial contract. All of that is already included in a contract when we did that. I already knew when I went out there, I wasn't going to have water. I was going to tap into the water. I already calculated out that was going to be 10,000 gallons of water. And so, I put that into my pricing as well when I do commercial pricing. But, there you have it, guys. That's how you wash a house, how you pressure wash a house without using, water, without using the customer's water. You basically have to have a big ass buffer tank or a water tank that feeds your system. I'm going to show you guys here up close and personal what I'm talking about. There you go, right there. And right here, you guys see the big filter down here where my finger is? Okay. That's a shutoff valve. You see the red handle? That's the shutoff valve. That's the 2-inch filter. I got an 1.5-inch line all the way over here. And so, then of course, this right here is a gas tank. That's the gas tank that's feeding the machine. You guys saw that thick line. That's 1.5-inch line that's feeding the machine. That's coming from the buffer tank. And you can see here, guys, look, I came here with 500 gallons and he just switched to water. Well, I'm sorry, he's already finishing up the front of the house. So he's only got 2 more sides. And we are down to right there, 200. So, this is roughly, let's say, 2,800 to 3,200 square foot house. We also did the composite deck as well. And, we're basically using around 400 gallons of water, basically. And, so you take that into account. And again, you won't be able to follow exactly what I'm doing if you don't have the level of equipment that I'm doing. That's why I recommend you guys, stay away from these types of jobs. Give you guys a quick update. If you haven't heard, we've launched our Wash Life Mastermind course. It is a blueprint for you guys that are out there and you're trying to figure this out. You guys can follow take all of my steps, guys. I always say this, it's a lot easier to succeed when you can just, follow in somebody's footsteps. And the other thing is with the Wash Life course now includes a one-on-one conversation with me, like a consultation. I'm going to find out about your business, where you're at, what your goals are, and I'm going to help you put together like a roadmap for you to be able to succeed in pressure washing. Highly recommend you guys, pick up the course. The course right now, of course, is basically half price. And, and you got your one-on-one coaching call with me as well, thrown in there. I highly recommend you guys pick that up because it's going to be a great resource for your business. One of the things that I love about the Wash Life course, this course has 10 modules. Each module is right around 2 hours. And the first module is a GMB mastermind. Guys, this is like, you're not going to see anything like it on the internet. It's going to teach you like step by step how to optimize your GMB, your Google My Business page, which is already going to give you local domination in your area. So that alone, just that one module alone is already worth the cost of admission for the course. And then plus you get to talk to me on the phone and, we get to talk about your goals and I get to see where you're at and stuff. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys. I love the support that you give the Mr. Bubbles channel. And yeah, guys, keep watching. We're going to be bringing you some amazing content, guys. I got soft washing videos coming out. I got vinyl fence, all stuff that we've already recorded that's going through editing. And I'm actually getting out here in the field with the guys and doing a lot more recording, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.